Top 25 Tableau Interview Questions and Answers. In this video, we will explore the top 25 interview questions related to Tableau, a powerful data visualization tool. These questions are designed to assess both foundational knowledge and practical skills in using Tableau effectively. Alongside each question, we will provide comprehensive answers that highlight key concepts and best practices. This resource aims to prepare you for your next Tableau interview, boosting your confidence and expertise in the subject. 1. What is Tableau, and how does it differ from other data visualization tools? Tableau is a leading data visualization tool that enables users to create interactive and shareable dashboards. It stands out from other tools due to its intuitive drag-and-drop interface, which allows non-technical users to easily analyze data without needing extensive programming knowledge. Tableau offers real-time data analysis, a wide range of data connectors, and robust visualization options. Unlike some tools that focus solely on reporting, Tableau emphasizes visual analytics, enabling users to discover insights through dynamic visualizations and explore data interactively. 2. Explain the difference between a calculated field and a table calculation in Tableau. A calculated field is a custom field created by the user that allows for the manipulation of data at a row level. It can incorporate various functions, operators, and existing fields to generate new metrics or dimensions. For instance, you could create a calculated field to compute profit margins. In contrast, a table calculation operates on the results of the visualized data, utilizing the aggregated values already present. It performs computations like running totals, percent of total, and moving averages. Table calculations are context-dependent, meaning their results can change based on the view or filters applied. 3. How do you connect Tableau to a data source? Describe the steps. To connect Tableau to a data source, follow these steps. Open Tableau Desktop. Launch the application on your computer. Select Data Source. On the Start page, choose Connect and select the type of data source, such as Excel, SQL Server, or others. Locate your data. Navigate to the file or server where your data is stored and select it. Sign in if necessary. For certain data sources, you may need to enter credentials to access the data. Preview data. Tableau will display a preview of the data. You can make adjustments, such as selecting specific sheets or tables. Load data. Click on Sheet to start building your visualizations with the connected data. 4. What are dimensions and measures in Tableau? Provide examples. In Tableau, dimensions are qualitative fields that categorize data, such as names, dates, or categories. For instance, product category and order date are dimensions that segment data for analysis. Measures, on the other hand, are quantitative fields that represent numeric values measured against dimensions. Examples include sales amount and quantity sold. Dimensions are typically discrete, while measures are continuous, allowing for different types of analysis and visualizations. Understanding the distinction helps users effectively build visuals that convey meaningful insights. 5. How can you create a parameter in Tableau? Give a use case. To create a parameter in Tableau, right-click in the Data pane and select Create Parameter. In the dialog box, define the parameter's name, data type, and allowable values. After creating the parameter, you can use it in calculated fields, filters, or reference lines. A practical use case for a parameter is allowing users to select a specific year to compare against sales data across multiple years. This feature enables dynamic analysis, giving users control over which year they want to focus on for comparing performance metrics. By integrating this parameter into visualizations, you enhance interactivity and user engagement. 6. Describe the process of creating a dashboard in Tableau. Creating a dashboard in Tableau involves several key steps. First, open Tableau and connect to your data source. Next, build individual sheets by dragging and dropping dimensions and measures to create visualizations. Once you have the desired sheets, navigate to the Dashboard tab and select New Dashboard. You can then drag your prepared sheets onto the dashboard workspace. Adjust the layout by resizing and arranging the visualizations as needed. Finally, add interactive elements like filters or actions, and publish your dashboard to share insights with your audience. 7. What is the purpose of a data blend in Tableau? How does it differ from a join? A data blend in Tableau is used to combine data from multiple data sources at a higher level, allowing for comparative analysis without merging the data at the source level. This is particularly useful when you have data from different databases or systems that cannot be joined directly. Unlike a join, which merges tables based on a common field, a blend combines data based on aggregated fields. This means that a blend can help analyze data that may not share common dimensions or structures, offering flexibility in visualizing information from diverse sources while keeping them distinct. 8. Explain the concept of filters in Tableau. What types of filters are available? Filters in Tableau are used to limit the data that appears in your visualizations. They help to refine and focus the analysis by allowing users to display only relevant data points. There are several types of filters available in Tableau. Dimension filters. Used to filter based on dimension values, for example, categories, regions. Measure filters. Filter data based on measure values, for example, sales greater than a certain amount. Date filters. Allow filtering based on date ranges or specific dates. Context filters. Set the context for other filters, helping to improve performance and relevance. Top-end filters. Display the top or bottom-end values based on a measure. Extract filters. Limit the data included in a Tableau data extract. These filters enhance data analysis by focusing on specific segments of data. 9. How do you create a dual-axis chart in Tableau? To create a dual-axis chart in Tableau, start by dragging the first measure you want to visualize onto the rows shelf. Next, drag the second measure onto the same axis on the rows shelf until you see a dashed line indicating a dual axis. After that, right-click on one of the axes and select Synchronize Axis to ensure both measures align correctly. Adjust the mark types for each measure to improve clarity, such as using bars for one measure and lines for the other. Finally, format the chart for better readability, including titles and colors. 10. What is a heat map, and how do you create one in Tableau? A heat map is a data visualization technique that uses color to represent data values across 2 dimensions. It is particularly useful for identifying patterns, correlations, or anomalies within the data. To create a heat map in Tableau, begin by dragging a dimension onto the rows shelf and another dimension onto the columns shelf. Next, place a measure onto the color shelf. Adjust the color gradient according to your preference to enhance visibility. You can also add labels by dragging a measure to the text shelf for better context. This visualization is effective for spotting trends and making data-driven decisions. 11. Write a calculated field to find the percentage of total sales for each category. To calculate the percentage of total sales for each category in Tableau, you can create a calculated field with the following formula. Sum, sales, sum, FIXED, sum, sales. In this formula, sum, sales, calculates the total sales for each category, while sum, FIXED, sum, sales, computes the grand total sales across all categories. The calculated field will yield the percentage of total sales for each category when you place it in the view. Ensure that the field is formatted as a percentage for better visualization. This approach allows you to analyze the contribution of individual categories to total sales effectively. 12. How can you implement row-level security in Tableau? Row-level security in Tableau can be implemented using user filters or data source filters. To set up user filters, begin by creating a calculated field that defines the security logic based on user roles or attributes. For instance, you might create a field that checks the user's username or group membership against the data. Then, apply this calculated field as a filter on your worksheets or dashboards. Ensure that the field restricts data visibility appropriately, allowing users to see only relevant records. This method ensures sensitive data remains secure while providing personalized views for different users. 13. Explain the difference between live and extract connections in Tableau. In Tableau, live connections allow real-time access to data sources, meaning any changes made in the source data are immediately reflected in Tableau visualizations. This is ideal for situations requiring up-to-date information, such as monitoring live sales data. Conversely, extract connections involve creating a static snapshot of the data at a specific point in time. Extracts can improve performance and allow offline access to the data. However, they require periodic refreshing to ensure data accuracy, which could be scheduled or done manually depending on needs. 14. Write a Tableau calculation to show the running total of sales over time. To create a running total in Tableau, you can use a calculated field with the following formula. Running_SUM, SUM, sales. This calculation takes the sum of sales and computes a cumulative total across the specified dimension, typically time, for example, months or years. To visualize this, place the date field on the columns shelf and the running total calculation on the rows shelf. To enhance clarity, you can use line charts or area charts. Adjust the date granularity as needed to focus on specific time periods. This method effectively highlights trends and changes in sales over time, providing valuable insights. 15. How do you create a trend line in Tableau? What are the steps involved? To create a trend line in Tableau, first, ensure you have a scatter plot or line graph based on your data. Follow these steps. Drag the relevant dimension to the columns shelf and the measure to the rows shelf. Click on the Analytics pane on the left side of the Tableau workspace. Drag the Trend Line option onto your visualization area. Choose the type of trend line you want, for example, linear, exponential. Adjust settings in the Edit Trend Lines dialog if needed. Review the trend line displayed on your chart, which indicates the direction and strength of the relationship between your variables. This visualization tool enhances data interpretation. 16. What is the purpose of a dashboard action in Tableau? Provide an example. Dashboard actions in Tableau allow users to interact with visualizations and create a more dynamic experience. These actions can enhance user engagement by enabling tasks such as filtering data, highlighting specific elements, or navigating between different views. For example, if you have a sales dashboard with multiple charts, you can set up an action where clicking on a specific region in a map will filter the accompanying sales trends and performance metrics to show only data relevant to that region. This interactivity helps users gain insights quickly and make informed decisions based on their selections. 17. Write a calculated field to categorize sales into high, medium, and low, based on a threshold. If sales greater than 10,000, then high. Else if sales greater than 5,000, then medium. Else low, END. This calculated field allows you to categorize sales figures into 3 distinct categories: high, medium, and low. The thresholds can be adjusted based on business requirements. For example, sales greater than 10,000 are classified as high, while those between 5,001 and 10,000 are considered medium. Any sales below 5,000 fall into the low category. This categorization can be helpful for analysis and reporting, allowing stakeholders to quickly assess sales performance across different segments. 18. How do you use the Tableau Data Interpreter? What is its purpose? The Tableau Data Interpreter is a tool designed to help clean and prepare data for analysis. When you connect to a data source, you can enable the data interpreter to automatically detect and fix common issues like merged headers, blank rows, and incorrect data types. To use it, simply check the Use Data Interpreter option when loading your data. Once activated, Tableau will provide a cleaned version of your dataset, allowing you to focus on analysis rather than spending time on data preparation. It streamlines the data cleaning process, making it easier to work with messy datasets. 19. Explain how to create a waterfall chart in Tableau. Creating a waterfall chart in Tableau involves several steps. First, ensure your data is structured with a measure you want to visualize, like sales or profit. Drag the measure to the rows shelf, and create a calculated field to determine the running total. Then, drag the calculated field to the columns shelf. Next, create a bar chart by selecting Bar from the marks card. To distinguish increases and decreases, use color to differentiate values, typically green for positive and red for negative. Finally, adjust the axis and labels for clarity, ensuring your chart effectively communicates the data flow. 20. Write a Tableau calculation to find the year-over-year growth percentage. SUM, sales, lookup, SUM, sales, -1, 1. This calculation helps in determining the growth percentage of sales from one year to the previous year. The sum, sales, aggregates the total sales for the current year, while lookup, sum, sales, -1, retrieves the sales figure from the prior year. The result is then divided, and 1 is subtracted from it to express the growth as a percentage. This calculation can be placed in a calculated field and visualized over a timeline for effective analysis of year-on-year performance. 21. How can you optimize the performance of a Tableau dashboard? Optimizing performance of a Tableau dashboard involves several strategies. First, limit the number of data points by filtering data before it reaches Tableau. Use extracts instead of live connections when possible, as they reduce server load. Simplify calculations and avoid complex table calculations. Minimize the number of quick filters and dashboard actions to decrease rendering time. Consider using aggregated data instead of detailed data when appropriate. Finally, regularly monitor performance using Tableau's performance recording feature to identify bottlenecks and areas for improvement. 22. Describe how to use the IF statement in a calculated field. Provide an example. The IF statement in Tableau allows you to create conditional logic within a calculated field. It evaluates a condition and returns one value if true and another if false. For instance, you might want to categorize sales performance. You can use the following syntax: IF sales greater than 1,000, then high, else low, end. This calculation checks if the sales amount exceeds 1,000. If true, it labels the entry as high, otherwise, it labels it as low. This type of logic is useful for segmenting data based on specific criteria, enhancing your analysis capabilities. 23. Write a calculated field to determine the average sales per customer. To calculate the average sales per customer in Tableau, you can create a calculated field using the following formula. Sum, sales, COUNTD, customer ID. This formula works by summing the total sales and dividing it by the distinct count of customers. The sum, sales, function aggregates the total sales, while COUNTD, customer ID, counts unique customers. This calculated field provides insights into how much, on average, each customer contributes to sales, helping identify customer spending behavior and guiding marketing strategies effectively. 24. How do you publish a Tableau workbook to Tableau Server or Tableau Online? To publish a Tableau workbook to Tableau Server or Tableau Online, first, ensure you have the appropriate permissions. Open the workbook in Tableau Desktop, then navigate to the Server menu at the top. Select Publish Workbook. You will be prompted to sign into your Tableau Server or Tableau Online account if not already signed in. After logging in, you can choose the project where you want to save the workbook. Fill in the necessary details such as the workbook name, description, and permissions. Finally, click Publish to complete the process. Your workbook will now be accessible on the selected platform. 25. Explain the concept of LOD, level of detail, expressions in Tableau and provide an example. LOD, level of detail, expressions allow users to control the granularity at which data aggregations are performed, independent of the visualization context. There are 3 types: fixed, include, and exclude. For instance, using a fixed expression like fixed region, sum, sales, calculates total sales per region, regardless of other dimensions in the view. This means that even if the visualization is filtered by a different dimension, the sales totals for each region remain constant. LOD expressions provide greater flexibility in analyses, enabling more nuanced insights into data patterns and trends that would not be visible through standard aggregations. As you prepare for your Tableau interview, having a solid understanding of common questions and their answers can greatly enhance your confidence and performance. With the right knowledge, you can showcase your skills effectively and impress your interviewers. We hope this list of the top 25 Tableau interview questions helps you in your journey to land your dream job. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to our channel for more valuable content. Your support means a lot to us.